Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of All Things Day. I'm so excited to have every single one of you here tuning in to my channel, and I really would love to take time out to appreciate my first few subscribers, and I don't take it for granted at all. So, today we're going to be talking about all things Melania Trump. Now, I went on Instagram the other day and I saw she had opened a new page, or a new page was open for her, different from the Flotus page she had while they were in power. And I saw she had a great number of following, and I was more interested in the comment section because I wanted to know what people thought about her when it comes to her stay in the White House. And I don't like talking about politics, but Melania Trump has been someone I have learned a lot of style inspiration from. And I still say till this day that she's one woman who has taught me what it means to be extremely simple. Here in Nigeria, here in Africa, I think it will be quite difficult for you to have a woman in such level of power who isn't putting everything everywhere just for her to convey the message that she is it. For a first lady, I would say Melania Trump. I would love to focus mostly on her style and her courage. She did an excellent job. So the question I learned about from the comment section, people were like, did she lead? Is she brainy? What sort of accent is that? How did she even become a first lady? What is the White House now a fashion house? Because she always came correct when it comes to how she presented herself to the public style wise. And then they also talked about her influence, like what did this person do? She just came to turn the White House into a fashion studio. And I just feel like a lot of people felt she had a script. She was playing a script all throughout her 4 years in the White House. But one thing I would like to say, one thing I would dare to say is it's very, very difficult pretending to be someone else for 4 years. And I know a lot of people do that. A lot of people want to live the life that they are not actually living, just for the accolades, just for the praises, and the networking opportunities. But I think ultimately there are certain elements to Melania Trump that I believe is the core of being an elegant, poised woman. um for example, one I would like to start with the first one, which is her confidence level. I would say the United States is a very, very progressive and developed but still developing country, and having someone of that status have an accent, it clearly showed that she was comfortable being herself. I mean, we here in Nigeria, a lot of people travel out and they are trying to bring that accent down here, but she took her accent from where she came from to the White House, and had interviews conducted, had programs conducted where she had to speak. She had speaking opportunities. She just wasn't quiet all throughout Donald Trump's tenure, but she was able to speak, and I feel that is the core of confidence. That is the core of elegance and poise, rather. That is the core of elegance and poise. Being confident in who you are, even though it's not what the society requires. It's a very, very good quality to have. Another thing I would like to say is her posture. Melania Trump is a really tall lady. She was a model, and I would say that has really helped her, or that really helped her with how she carried herself. There was a video I made where I said being slim doesn't necessarily make you an elegant woman, but it takes a certain skill to navigate or to convert, being slim, which actually helps. It adds to elegance, but it's not the core of elegance. So it takes a certain skill for you to convert being a slim person and actually working your way into being an elegant woman as a result of being slim. And I say that is something she did extremely well. She had a posture that reflected a future first lady. She had the posture that reflected an elite, that reflected a first lady, that reflected a woman who some would call an alpha. Okay, so I would say her posture really, really went along. It was one element that made her stand out wherever she went. Also, her mannerism. Even when she didn't seem particularly sure, she kind of patiently anticipated what was expected of her in several settings. She never had that training on being the future first lady. I mean, she had gotten married to Donald Trump, and of course, she had been in the spotlight for quite some time, but it's a different ballgame entirely. It's an entirely new narrative when you come from a wealthy family and then you are supposed to serve as the first woman in a country that is so advanced. And I think she did a good job when it comes to composing herself for social and political settings where she probably may have been given tips and trained a little bit on how to navigate. Another thing I would like to say about Melania Trump is the fact that she had this ability to make people adjust around her, and I wouldn't give credit to the fact that she was the first lady or that she's married to a billionaire. I feel she has always had that presence, and having that alpha element where those who are more qualified than you are, those who have been given accolades and titles that reflect their intelligence still shiver or try to comport themselves around you. It shows how much of a presence you have. And that was one thing I noticed in most of her tours, most of her events where she had to take pictures with other dignitaries. And clearly, no one would say, oh, she had a degree to her name or something, but she had that alpha female, alpha woman, feminine element. I don't call it feminine element. She had that alpha female presence. The last thing about Melania Trump, I would say, really conveyed her essence is she seems to be, and she kind of portrayed herself as someone who does what she wants. She authentically believes in herself and she's not looking for your approval. And it's not to pass across the wrong message, but sometimes you have to stand in your own light even if people don't understand what you're all about. And as a role model, I think I have a few role models who, like her, don't smile. But I don't know if that's where I got that from. But I would say in public, and most times not in my I'm not present, and most times in my head I think a lot. I create in my head a lot. So most times people see me and they're like, oh, she's not smiling, or she's just aloof. Yeah, I do that a lot. I have to change it though. It's a reflection of my person, and sometimes I believe that is exactly what I need. I don't need the shallow laughters, even though they're important in building relationships and all that. I just need to do what I have to do in my head, and then when I'm done, we could talk, right? But most people may not understand that, and that was one thing about Melania Trump. She's authentically herself. She believes in what she does, and she goes for it. One thing I would like to say is beauty is wealth in the world we live in right now, but wealth can't buy class still. So that is these are some elements I discovered about Melania Trump studying her. I have over 1,000 of her pictures because I think she's just one simple, elegant woman. So this begs the question, what does it mean to be elegant? What does it mean to be poised? I think it is basically a class act of acting in a certain way that is required in certain situations. Like actually acting, it's a class act. Acting out with class. That's why you hear some people say, oh, she's so graceful. Look at how she responded to that person who just said the worst. How did she do it? It's a class act. Being elegant is a class act. And when you say you're elegant, you probably are saying you have mastered it to the point where no matter the situation you find yourself, you can still come correct, right? You can still act with class no matter what is going on around you. That is what it means to be elegant. And that is what I personally define elegance as. So, to the layers of exceptionality, I would say Melania Trump nailed all things poise and etiquette. And I really, really look forward to what she will be doing with the rest of her life. She's still quite young, even though 50 is young in this generation, because there are people who are doing all sorts at even an older age, and she already nailed being the first lady at such at at this certain stage of her life. So yeah, that is what I found out to be some of the elements from the first lady, the former first lady, Melania Trump. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And thank you so much for sharing this video. Like, oh my God. Thank you so much. I hope to see you in the next video. And until next time, all things D, stay safe. Bye.